Okay guys, welcome to my channel. Today this is something that a lot of you have been requesting, and I just thought I'll make a short simple video just indicating on how to repair this. So a lot of you have a monitor that is loose on the neck. I call this the neck. So the neck that supports the main frame of the monitor has gone loose, and yes, we've all been there. I've had the same issue. However, I am unfortunately not afraid to take things apart. I like taking things apart. If you seen on the group on Facebook some time ago, I actually wrapped the whole red Scarlet in camouflage. So I'll quickly go over that. So what I did is just take these screws off. Once you take these screws off, obviously there is two underneath here. Once you take that off, this literally comes off, this panel comes off. So just took it off and then wrapped it nicely with a camouflage skin that I purchased for my MacBook and never used. So I just wrapped it with that, using the heat gun, stretching it and wrapping it nicely and smoothly, and obviously taking holes out of here so that you can see the light flashing through there. So that's what I did. It was very simple. And if you want to stretch it, the same thing, these four screws, they just come off, and once you take them off, this thing just pulls off. Everything on here is literally like a computer, like a computer housing. So the top comes off, the sides comes off, and it becomes a bare what is called system. So that's not the main reason why I'm making the video, but the video is based on this color here. So just to make the video very short, I have already removed some of the screws and left only 4 in there, so that this video won't take much of your time. So all I'm doing is just taking out these screws, and then you realize that as soon as you take it out, you get straight to the bare of the panel. So let's see what we'll find here. For those who has never wanted to open this monitor before, there we go. And yes, obviously it's not Phillips screw. It's, I don't know what they call it, but is this, you know, this 8 corners torque or twerk or torque or twerk, whichever you want to call it, torque screw. That's what I've heard it's called before. And I think I can see the size on here, CRV, hold on, this way around. The size is CRV T6, so torque 6, I believe that's the size of it. And just use that to undo all the screws from the back. And as soon as you undo the screws, just turn this around and it will fall off. And believe me or not, nothing else will fall out. Nothing should fall out. If anything falls out, it'll be a screw. So the back panel is off. And the same thing as I did with the skin wrapping, the same thing. I just removed this back panel here and then wrapped it nicely with heat gun, press it down, and use a credit card to run on the edges so that's nice and smooth and fitting, and then folded it over to the side, and then obviously just put it back on. So it's very straightforward to take the panel apart. And in case you need to take this particular front frame off as well, it's very simple as well. It's just held by these screws here. So these screws in the corners here. Once you take all of these screws off, the main monitor itself will fall out. So if someone is a genius, this is what controls the head to the camera body. So this is just like the way you repair a phone. These things are just pushed back, and then you pull this out, and then you push it back in, and then you lock it by pushing these levers back into place. So once you take this out, this whole monitor will fall out after removing these screws. Now, the neck that we are talking about, that is wobbly, as you see here, there are these screws that's holding this neck together, so you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And also you got 5, 6. These here is what holds this main frame together. I know this because I've taken this whole panel off before, including this bit here, because I had this one that was a bit loose as well. So this is a stick that goes through the neck and brackets and holds this body together. And that neck, this neck here, is supported by this brace here. As you can see, it's loose. So it being loose is why the neck is wobbly. Yeah, so it's either going to be these 2 that are loose, or these 4 that are loose, or you could actually have all of them that are loose. Somehow Red did not put a lot of tension in these screws, and so over time it kind of becomes loose for whatever reason. I don't know why they did it that way, but yes, there is no need to actually take it all the way to Red. Wait for a couple of weeks just for them to tighten the screws and send it back to you. So after removing the back panel, all you're going to do is have the right screw kit. I think the first one here, that will work. It fits nicely. So put tension on there. By the way, I did not, my head was not swiveling. I created this on purpose so that you know where the fault can come from. And tightening those screws, that will make it slightly better. See, but you can still hear that little click, that little movement. That's because these has been loosened as well, these 4. So those 4, obviously I need a different size screw bit, and they're slightly bigger. That one is, oops, upside down again. That one is CRVT9, so T9 or T8, sorry, that's T8, and that will just fit in these here, and all you have to do is tighten them as well. So put a good thumb tighten. If you want to be secured for a longer time, just tighten it a bit more tighter, so it will last you longer than having to reopen the whole thing again. But when I did mine the very first time it happened, I thumb tightened it, or I tightened it very hard with my hands, and it's never come loose again. So there you go. As you can see, it's very nice and sturdy now. See, it's not giving at all. So once that is done, you just put the panel back on. That is, if you have done the wrapping that you want to do, if those who were interested. And obviously I'll go back to the previous screw bit, and all I'm doing is replacing those screws back in place. They're very small screws, so make sure you have some sort of tray, a lid, or some. Don't do it in a place where the screws will fall and get lost. So you keep them nice and safe, and then once you're done, you replace them again, because they're very difficult to find, these screws. I remember some time ago someone was asking about these screws, where to find them, and that was not actually for the panel. That was the one that holds the body, the camera body together, the camera frame itself. So it's very difficult to find. So make sure that you have some sort of a tray or a cup or something that you put them in, so that you don't lose them. So once I place them in, all I'm going to do is just tighten them all back up nicely, and then that would be it. It is very, very simple, very, very straightforward. I know it's a bit scary when you spend £10,000 or dollars, or you know, a few thousands on a camera, and then having to open it up by yourself, worried that you might break something, or you might damage something inside. As much as, yes, there's sophisticated gear Remember, they are all machines, they're all systems, computer systems that has been put together. So that's it, guys. As you can see here, the neck is now not playing up anymore, it's not loose anymore. So it's very, very simple in terms of getting this done. I know when you spend so much money, you don't want to risk damaging your expensive gear. So that's it. Let me quickly show you what I have done. I have also created my own, suppose, half sort of way wireless system. So as you can see, the wire to the IDX what is it called, mount, has been tucked in from underneath, and then it goes in there. So unless I remove the whole panel here, I will not be able to take out this. So it's very straightforward. All I have to do is just slap in on V-mount battery, and then the camera will be powered up, and it just makes it a little bit cleaner than having the wire hanging from the side here and then going in. And then also this here, the panel, the IDX mount is now lowered as well, just as the DSMC2 versions. So it's wooden camera quick release plates that had the two red squeezes on the side that you press to release the back plate. So that's what I have modified and put my IDX V-mount battery attached to it, and now it's permanently fixed on there as if it's cableless. So all you do is just slot in the battery, and that's it. There's no cables dangling around, as you can see. So it makes the camera a little bit more neater than most other ones that the cables hanging around. I mean, some people don't mind at all, they like that. Okay, so with this bit here, I'm going to quickly show you where I was talking about the breaking of your warranty seal. So let me quickly get the screw for that. Obviously you need the red screws to do so. So this one here is the one that once you remove, you break your warranty seal. However, having said that, that is not attached to the system body. So that's getting into the circuits itself, which you really obviously don't want to do. Well, I don't see the need to get to the circuits because nothing is damaged. And even if something is not working, I don't think we will be in the position to be able to figure out how to repair it through the circuit. So yes, the best thing is to send it back to red. But I'll just quickly show you what I mean by that warranty seal. So that's not held in place with this. This comes off very easy, yeah. And this is what I did. I just took this literally off and then wrapped it. Yeah, wrapped it with whatever wrap you want, and then use a heat gun or blow dryer to actually heat up the wrap, and then stick it all around again, folded it at the end, and then put it back on. So here, this is what you will allow you to break your warranty seal once you remove these black screws here, because then this panel will come off. Then you expose the sensor behind here and other bits and pieces. Here is another warranty seal. So if you you have to go through this screw here as well to be able to reach the circuits. And so with this, you're still safe, you're still able to remove the panels without affecting your warranty seal. See, so it's very straightforward, guys. There's no point putting it back together. I'll put it back together when I'm done. But yes, this is my red Scarlet Dragon 6K, and I love it. I mean, if some of you have come across a white painted red camera, that was mine. So that's how I got to know the camera system a bit more, because I literally took off all these panels here, everything, and then I sprayed painted it, so you get your own unique look of a camera. So that's it for me, guys. If you like this small tutorial, please don't hesitate to subscribe, so next time if anything like this is requested, I could easily put it together. And yes, thank you for staying tuned. Peace out.